again, parents, and welcome back to another Get Right with Miss Wright. I have our special holiday special guest, Officer Sergeant Mann.
Hi.
And we are so happy that he is here. This is our holiday special all about holiday safety. And so, Sergeant Mann, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Myself, I've been in law enforcement now for a little over 25 years. I've been with Conroe ISD since 2007. Started out as a patrol officer in this area when there was just very few schools in this area. Opened up Irons Junior High School back in 2012 and got promoted in 2013 and went to the Woodlands for a few years. Went to our police department as the operations corporal and then got promoted to sergeant just in 2018 over the Grand Oaks feeder zone, and I love it out here. It's a great area. And
we love you, Sergeant Mann. He is so amazing. I love his energy. I love your passion with our kids and our high fives and then in the mornings. And so, Sergeant Mann, if you could just go into, before we, parents talk about holiday safety, I really wanted him to really just give you a small glimpse of just the role of Conroe ISD Police Department, because I know sometimes, when we see the school police officers, we're not really understanding like the differences between, like our regular like sheriffs and our constables and, whether it's Montgomery County police officers. But Conroe ISD police officers are really dear to my heart, and they hold a special, role and service and passion for our students and our community and our schools. So tell us a little bit about that.
There's sometimes there's a disconnect on the what we parents think what we are. Some parents don't think we are police officers. We are. We go to the same academy. We just work for a different department. You have your state troopers, you have your sheriff's department, you have constables, you have city police officers, then you have school districts and other entities like that. We're on an entity within. Our main job is just the schools, to keep the children safe, the faculty safe, and the visitors in our buildings safe throughout the entire day. We are a 24/7, 365 department. We just don't work when the school is in. We are here on weekends. We are here at nighttime, holidays, and everything.
I'm glad that you said that, because I don't think a lot of parents know that y'all are that 24/7.
Yeah, we are.
Which is essential, because it's still keeping the building safe and also helping patrol around like the neighborhoods in case, some things that happen that are possibly related to school events.
We have about 66,000 students that come to our school every single day. It's our responsibility to keep those individuals safe. We have about 6,000 or plus staff that come here every day. And it's amazing, some people don't understand this, but we patrol over 348 square miles a day. That's how big our area is.
Say that again?
348 square miles is our area patrol responsibility.
Wow.
That's almost as big as Montgomery County.
Yes.
We're just a tad smaller, of the area of Montgomery County, but that's how much district has with all the schools.
That's a lot of safety.
That's a lot of area we have to cover every single day.
And I think that's a huge blessing at the same time that we're able to have as many officers to cover.
Exactly. We have about 80 officers, sworn officers, that work for Conroe ISD Police Department. We're broken down into 6 different districts. I could go through the districts. It probably wouldn't mean a whole lot to individuals, but we're in the Grand Oaks feeder zone. That's one district within itself. We have 8 schools within this district, within the feeder zone. We have myself as a sergeant. I have another supervisor, which is a corporal at the high school. And then we have one patrol officer during the day that drives around, another one just mainly elementary patrol, and then we have an officer that's stationed at York Junior High and one more officer at Cox Intermediate and Snyder Elementary. Then we have another one by herself out at Broadway.
So each district just has a clockwork of certain people.
Exactly. That's how it works, yes.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And if something happened, something major was to drop into another area, we would use our resources to send over there and help them out. They need
because you're making sure everybody's covered. All districts are covered.
Every district is covered within the school district. Yes.
Well, that's what makes Conroe so great.
That's right. We're safe.
Yes, we are. Well, I wanted just this show won't be that long today, but we wanted to discuss with you. Tell us, Sergeant Man, about some importance about safety inside the home, because I know parents, y'all got these Christmas lights and lots of gifts, and you've bought different gadgets and all kinds of things that you are ready for this winter break, but we still have to remember to be safe. So tell us a couple of things that we need to be mindful for.
Okay, mindful deal is if you go out and buy a real tree. The main thing about having a real tree is water. You may get one, let's say the big tradition is buying it Thanksgiving and decorating it Thanksgiving night and doing it, and then you have a month until Christmas rolls around. That tree has been already out of the ground for probably a month before Thanksgiving because they had to cut it up north, ship it down here. So what you need to do is once you get those trees is to cut about 1 inch off the bottom of it, because when the sap hardens, the tree is not allowed to soak up water. So you need a fresh cut on it so it can suck up water. Make sure it stays hydrated all the time. Check your tree every day and make sure that it has water in it. If for some reason you let it dry out, you'll probably need to take the tree back out, cut it again, make sure that the sap's not hardened, and then rehydrate it.
I think that's important, especially with our kids that have allergies. You know, sometimes I remember me having a tree, you know, sometimes even the snitch or just the allergies within the house, not knowing if the trees died or, you know, still living. So you got to make sure that, I didn't even think about that. You know, some people do start off in Thanksgiving. Okay, awesome. All right.
Some other things, don't leave your children alone in a room with candles that are lit.
Wow.
Sometimes, you know, you may put a candle out on a end table or something like that. Make sure you're watching your young children because they are curious. They want to see, you know, the light, you know, and then it burns them, they knock it over, and then you start a house fire, and you may not know it until you smell smoke or something like that. Because
we use all those scent candles at this time. Exactly. At this time of year. That's awesome. Right. All right.
Decorations, just be careful about those. If they can fit inside of a toilet paper holder, the core, that's a choke hazard for a child.
Wow.
So if it can fit in there, you need to be very careful and keep those high on the tree so that your young kids cannot get a hold of those. And get them
sometimes you wrap them around and just kind of leave the other ones, but they trip and they fall. And you have to be careful with
something else people may not know, mistletoe, hollyberry, and poinsettias, they're toxic when ingested. So you need to watch and make sure your kids don't touch those things and put them in your mouth. Power strips, if you're using power strips to light multiple items up, say your Christmas tree, and you have some other little lighted ornaments around your TV, make sure you use a power strip with a circuit breaker in it. So if something does happen, it'll trip the circuit breaker and everything will shut off and it won't cause a fire. And the other thing is holiday parties. Make sure if you're having a holiday party, keep the alcohol away from the kids, out of the reach of the kids, hidden, and make sure they don't get anything.
And I think that's really tricky that you say that, right? Because, you know, we're so used to having people come over and we do want to enjoy ourselves, family. But we just have to be mindful of the things that we put down, you know, especially with the use of, you know, party cups. You know, sometimes kids just pick up and just keep going because they think that,
maybe water or something like that. They take a big gulp out of it and it's alcohol.
Yeah, just have to be
really.
A sick
child later on. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so what about, do we talk about safety outside of the home? So talk more so about even just within Montgomery County, like shopping. Any like shopping tips for us?
Shopping tips. The best thing I'd say is shopping a crowd, multiple people. Being by yourself with a young child, it can leave you vulnerable for a predator out there to come up anywhere within a parking lot. You know, as tight as cars are, and if some areas are not well lit, they can come up behind you, take your purse, take your child, take your gifts, rob you, do whatever. Be alert, be aware of your surroundings at all times. Something that I do, even as a police officer, when I walk out of a store, I'm always scanning the parking lot.
I like that.
I'm looking to see what's out of the ordinary? Is there just somebody that's just standing, that's looking around? Or is there maybe a car that's just circling, going up and down aisles? Yeah, they could be looking for a parking spot, but me being a police officer, as long as I've been, I think second day, okay, what does that individual do? Are they looking to jump out to, you know, grab a purse real quick?
Because either a purse or, you know, I think we need to touch on, or if you could just give us a couple of sentences of insight on the trafficking.
Yeah, the sex trafficking. It's
so bad.
We're right here at Harris County, you know, Montgomery County, Harris County line, and it's getting rampant in Harris County, the sex trading and stuff like that. So just keep an eye on your child, okay? Your young child. Just keep them, you know, within arm distance and stuff like that, so in case something does happen.
What are your thoughts on, I see this, and I could be 100% wrong, but sometimes my husband says I get so overprotective. I sometimes see people, when parents leave out, like the parent is in front and the kid is like, you know, 6 to 7 steps. If you could just be honest, just from your viewpoint as an officer, because for me, I'm just like, oh my goodness, you can't see. Like, I'm always thinking it takes seconds for someone and run, and you can't even do anything because the child's behind you.
My suggestion would be is keep your child either beside you with holding their hand or in front of you so you can view them at all times. Because you could be in a conversation with your husband or your friend or something like that and not paying attention. And like you said, it only takes seconds for somebody to just come out of nowhere, swipe your child up, covering their hand over their mouth. They're not even making a noise, and they're gone with them. And you're going, where did they go?
Right.
And, you know, bad things happen.
Right. And I feel that, thank you for sharing that, Sergeant Man, because I really, really feel like that's, you know, important, because in our stores, I know our babies are like, but I want to go, Mama, I want to go, you know, really quick down here. And I just think during the holiday season, it's not the best time to allow, you know, our babies to, you know, go out and maybe go to another store. You know, you want to keep your eyes open, especially like when you're at the Woodlands Mall. It is so tempting. Like if they want to go to Microsoft, you know, especially our boys and girls that are, you know, huge gamers, like I just want to go, you know, do the Just Dance or something. I just encourage your parents to go with your child, and don't just send them just thinking that because there's other kids that they're okay, because even when we talk about trafficking, based upon the research, sometimes they'll lure other kids to go get other kids. And so you have to be mindful of that. Tell us a little bit about just, you know, like the different resources and, you know, contacts just in case of emergencies. Because I think with a lot of things happening, Sergeant Man, and I know that you probably are familiar with this within the history of Conroe. There's a lot of people that are really excited about the holiday season, and there's a lot of people that are not. There are a lot of people that are grieving. And so when we take in account that, you know, someone needs help, or say, for instance, I'm a neighbor and I know, you know, I see someone, you know, really depressed, or, you know, the kids are not in good health, or it could just be something, or someone has said, you know, any suicidal ideation. Just let us know a little bit about the resources that we have, because I know sometimes people don't want to say anything. Some people don't know, like our anonymous kid chat, you know, and certain things of that nature that may be going on. So
always, if there's an emergency, pick the phone up, dial 911. You will get some help. If there's a crisis, dial 911. There's also 2 other resources that we have within CISD that we branch out. If it doesn't belong to us, we'll get it to who it belongs to. One of them is the Kid Chat tip line. That's 1-888-KID-CHAT or 1-888-543-2428. And we also have a anonymous alert app that you can download for free, and it's used a lot, and it helps with tips with anything and everything. If someone is either vaping or someone's saying on social media they're wanting to kill themselves, harm themselves, they use it for any and everything. So when we see that, we act upon those. And it's a good resource. We go out immediately and we check on the individuals. We'll go to their home. and stuff, and meet with the parents or whoever, do a knock and talk and say, hey, this is what we've got. We want to make sure your child or whoever.
So you don't release that information.
If it doesn't pertain to, like, if it's an adult or something like that, then we'd probably pass it on to the county or to whoever's jurisdiction it is. But mainly, if it's a kid, we're going to go out and we're going to go check on that and stuff.
I like how readily available you guys are.
It is.
I think that's important, and it's important because we know that your children will be using social media during the holiday break.
Was also one other number too.
Yes.
If there's a crime that happened to your child at school and you need our police department, our number is 936-709-8911. That puts you directly to our dispatch, where an officer will be directly dispatched to you to take a report.
Awesome. All right. Well, I love how he told us a little bit of information on these resources. There was one thing that I missed, and I wanted to go back with parents. Online shopping. Tell us anything in particular about just how any advice that you would give just as far as security on, anything purchased online, either the kids,
Okay.
I know, like I said, we just said social media, and that made me think about that, just doing things back and forth and how parents can be mindful.
Just make sure you have antivirus, your firewall set up, you have anti-spyware and stuff that's installed, updated with the most current information within your computer. Keep your operating system and web browser up to date. Before you enter any personal information and financial information for an online transaction, look for the signs, make sure it's a secure site. Make sure it has that little padlock at the bottom down there, and make sure it's a good. This will include.
That is important. So parents, like in your browser, you do want to make sure that that's secure, because there are a lot of phony websites that aren't secure that lead to other things, which would be really bad. Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you're on a good site and not a phony site. You can see sometimes they'll twist a letter around to misspell a word, and you don't catch that. And so just be aware of those sites like that. And another thing that you need to watch out for, if you do something off of eBay, Craigslist, or something like that, and they're asking you to meet you somewhere, don't do it. Tell them, okay, we'll meet at a police station. There are safe places to meet at, a police station, a fire station, or whatever. Don't meet these people in a shopping lot, parking lot. Do not do that.
I'm so glad that you said
that.
No one knows. I mean, people think, well, there's people around. Of course, like if something happens, like everyone's going to see.
And be aware of cash deals too. So they're asking you for cash only. Make sure that you're going to meet these individuals within a safe and secure location.
Wow, look at so much security, safety. Well, last but not least, Sergeant Man, just before we close, because I know some of our parents have seen you around, if you could just share with us your passion, just what you would want parents to really know about the relationship that you want with our community and our district, like, how much y'all try to, bridge and become teamwork. Because I know sometimes things are hard and we have to have tough conversations, and they may come. They may come this year. But, parents, we don't want you to feel, threatened. I'm a strong believer, and I know it's easier to say because I'm an employee of Conroe ISD, but it's really important to know just how much our Conroe ISD police officers adore us and want to work with us. So if you can give us some last words on that.
Like you said, sometimes we're bearer of bad news, but we're also the bearer of good news on helping you get resources that either your child may need. We're here to be role models. That is my main deal. That's why I'm here, is to help the kids and help the parents, not raise their kids. That's not what we're here for. But
I'm so glad you said that.
Just to be here for the kids and, to be their role model and to be here to answer questions that they may have throughout the day. I walk into schools and there's kids from elementary to high school kids that come up and talk to me, and we just talk about life in general. Hey, what do you want to do when you graduate? What's your goal in your life? And they may want some ideas. You know, what are you good in school? You good in math? Hey, you may be a good engineer. You may be a good chemist. You know, something like that.
And I think that's important because what I love about our district police department is that y'all are all about building relationships.
That's it.
That's important.
That's
because
right.
I know the perception has been so bad, but I love, and I've seen it across the district, you know, me working, you know, in summer school. So I just want to thank you, Sergeant Man, and just the entire police department, because I love how y'all engage with the kids. I love how y'all, you know, talk just to build relationships and feel comfortable. Parents, we've got to, you know, have kids to feel comfortable to talk to someone that can help save someone else or even save themselves. And I think that that's really important because we all make mistakes. But I thank you for celebrating with me in this holiday season. So parents, please make sure that you share this video with any other parents that you feel that might benefit from this. Please be safe. Enjoy your break. As you know, Sergeant Man has given you the hotline numbers and the anonymous text app. So please feel free to use that so we can all have a very Merry Christmas break. Holiday, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all of it.
All of it.
All right. Bye.